Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this song. It's not much better. Okay, you know what? Let's go with that. So, everyone, welcome to the stream. Whoever's here, I don't know who's here yet. I haven't checked. Hey, Shane. Oh wow, we already have 9 people. This is usually more than we usually have at the beginning of a stream. So, what are we doing here today? Oh yeah, we got Restart playing. Today is kind of a response to some drama that just blew up in the community. Obviously, if you've seen me around, you know I've been part of it. Essentially, we've been having some trouble with pre-patched game being hosted out in the open internet without any concealment. I mean, normally this is generally what we expect to happen anyway, and we'd like to avoid it whenever possible. The problem is it's becoming so prevalent and so big and so visible that it's starting to concern a lot of the patch devs. So, I mean, there's going to be a whole thing, addressing that issue later on down the line. But for now, as like a halfway toward an olive branch or whatever, if you want to call it that, I'm gonna try and patch some games live to show the process and show how long it takes if you know you're doing it fresh and you're starting with a clean setup. You don't know what you're doing. You want to make sure you're getting it done right. Oh boy. Oh crap. Wow, this thing's been crazy on me. So what I'm going to do is first, let's go through the Sega Saturn 27th anniversary competition entries. So probably about 6 or I forget, I lost tracks. Probably about 6 or 7 of them require a patch to be applied. So what I want to do is go through this, and this stream is going to get a little repetitive. Is I want to be able to have this long form video where we can timestamp everything. And, you know, you can go point by point and say, okay, I want to get this game patched. What do I do? Go to this timestamp, and then you'll see me soup to nuts patch the image and get it ready for gameplay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this setup that I literally just did in this last couple hours. Let me see if I can open it up. Right. So C drive / Saturn, very, very simple setup. The first thing we're going to do is set up Mednafen. Now, Mednafen, at least for development, for my purposes, is the preferred emulator to most accurately try to get what Saturn behavior is going to happen. It's not perfect. None of the emulators are perfect, but this one I find is the closest for real-life situations. Generally, if you need to examine memory, you want to go through Yabause or Yabause or however you pronounce it. And that is the more popular one. That's the one that's easier to look at and set up. But I'm going to go through Mednafen because I know it's going to get better results, and there is a way to get it to be somewhat more user-friendly. So, first thing we're going to do is let's go and find ourselves the Mednafen emulator. So the Mednafen emulator, you're going to get, you can literally just search it, but here is the URL. And the description for this, when this gets uploaded to YouTube later, will be available. All these links will be available. But here is the Mednafen in chat link. Now you're going to go down here. You're going to go to releases. I'm running on Windows. It is current year, so of course I have 64-bit. I don't want the unstable version because I'm not trying to bug check anything. So we're going to go ahead and download this, and this is going to take us to well, it's already just downloaded. I don't need this extra download. I already have it set up here. What I do is I extract that folder into Mednafen, and this will put most of these files here. So the Extra Life event technically is supposed to be on a certain day in November, and I have yet to turn off the Streamlabs reminder, but they accept donations year-round, and of course all the money goes to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. So if you wish to keep donating to that cause, you can do so. Yeah, but more or less, the long and short of it is, yeah, it runs all year long, and oh, it's already broken. Whoops. It's probably is it because it aged out. Anyway, let's get back to it. Because you guys go back to the extra life stream if you want me to talk about extra life. That's also should be at some point in the near future up to my YouTube channel. It just takes a while because it's a big it's a long stream. So so the Mednafen files will extract out in here, and it's going to get basically everything except for a few things that you see here. One of them is firmware. It does not come packed in with firmware. You're going to have to go and source your own firmware, but these are the kinds of files you'll want to have. You can take a screenshot of that and figure out where to get that. I've personally found a few, obviously, in various archival sites, one of them actually being archive.org, which is also a good source for the official disk images. And to reiterate kind of the motivation for this stream is that the patch devs are trying to insulate themselves from any sort of liability of hosting illegitimate software. So if archive.org wants to take on that responsibility, we are not associated with them, we're not responsible for them. They can host all the old games and BIOS that they want, and we have no problem with that. In fact, I encourage it because they need to be archived. It's just not something that we are prepared to take the risk for. So, if you go over on archive.org, you're going to grab yourself whatever unpatched, redumped images that you're going to need to do this kind of thing. And you're going to get this firmware here. I also saw on the RetroArch GitHub that these firmware were available. So, you're going to drop that into a little firmware subfolder. And on top of that, we want the front end for Mednafen. So Mednafen is not very user-friendly on its own. So who's the creator here? I'll give you the link here. Amat Coder? I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to say it, but this is a Mednafen front end, and it's just drop in. So what we do is we go here. Is you just download the front end for this thing, and it looks just like this, and I'll show you what happens. Here, releases. We're going to go to releases, and we're just going to download here the Windows zip folder version. And if you have Linux or whatever, you go ahead and grab that. Night of Dragon is saying Mednafen is awesome. Yeah, I generally don't use Mednafen because basically when I'm using Mednafen, I'm deving and I have a batch file that does this for me. It just automatically launches what I need, but it is a lot more convenient. Yeah. Yeah, it's Mednafen. It's kind of weird. It's Mednafen, but with an extra F and without the N. So you click that, you download it, you extract it to the same folder as Mednafen, and all of a sudden you have this mednafen.exe. And it's going to open up, and it's going to look like this here. Let me turn off the dark theme, and let me see, preferences, themes. Let me just do so. Standard default is going to be Windows 10 Light theme. Sorry for your eyes, but it makes it easier to see all these checkboxes. So first thing I'm going to do is set up my games list. I put all of my game images and subfolders inside of /Saturn/games. So when I go to add the folder, I pick out the folder. In this case, it's Saturn Games, and I'll just go ahead and open it, but I already did that. And then when we manage the folder, everything I'm going to be doing is generally going to be in the redump multi-bit format. So what I want to do is set this up. So here, let me close this up. I'm going to set up the Saturn Games folder such that we scan this directory recursively, so all the subfolders get searched. I'm going to pull out any cue sheets. So this is case sensitive. So asterisk.q lowercase, asterisk.q uppercase, and if for some reason you have mixed cases, you're going to have to put those in like .q or whatever, you know, or if you're really dumb, .q, if for some reason you did that. And that will go and recursively search all your folders. And you see I have my unpatched games like Dracula-X. I have my homebrew games like Blue Skies. Do I have any patch games in here yet? I don't think I have any patch games in here yet. We're going to do that today. And this is how you're going to set up your emulator, right? And then I've got my controller here in front of me, so let's go ahead and make sure that I didn't have to mess with any of these settings over here. What I did have to do is, for the emulation of the Sega Saturn, I had to go over to expansion cart and specify the extra RAM for patch games that require a RAM card. So one of the things I'm not going to go over today is YZP's patches, because he distributes them as full images, and I'm not trying to distribute full images myself, so I'm going to say that they exist, and they're easy to find, and in fact, I've seen MediaFire links floating around Sega Extreme once or twice. Luckily, none of them are hosted on the actual website, so it's not our problem. But you can go ahead and find those, and there's games like Ultraman, some of the King of Fighter games, the alternative patch to Dracula-X, which is Symphony in the Night for those in America. And if you make sure that you have the expansion port enabled, you will be able to play RAM games in Mednafen. This is actually, I have no idea how to do this without this interface here. It's lost on me how that Mednafen interface works without this thing. You can also set up a backup cart, which is kind of stupid because there is no battery backup in Mednafen. It's just a save file that will never go bad unless your hard drive torches. And there is the 1 meg RAM cart for what few games actually use those. Alright. Unfortunately, no netlink support. You have to go to Yabause or Yabause, however you're going to say that, to get that kind of support. Everything else I kind of keep defaulted. So let's just go real quick and play any sample game. In this case, I'm going to play Blue Skies for a second. I'm going to click launch, and it just works. That is weird. Why does that work like that? Yeah, we're gonna fix that later. Let me go in OBS and disable the Mednafen capture, and now it's gonna look a little bit more normal. There we go. And there, now the game is playing like you would expect it to. Cutting off a little bit of the screen there. There we go. And this is just Mednafen acting as Mednafen should, and this is an up-to-date version of Mednafen. There we go. So that is how you're going to set up your emulator environment, and this is a great way to test before you start burning your own disks. Because once you patch, you want to make sure that the patch is going to work. You run that patched image through Mednafen. If it's running and it looks like it's working fine, then it's probably going to work fine on your pseudo Saturn Kai. Otherwise, you just shove it directly into your ODE if you have one, and it should work just fine. Save for the Phoebe and the Rhea, which I believe requires CDD images, and it takes a little bit of work getting that running. So, let's go through the contest thread, and I guess we're gonna start patching what? So we've seen this. So this is available for straight up download. Jay Beretta did Zygo. Fly vs. Fly demo. I forget what's the name of this. Red Moon. There we go. So the Spanish translation of Dragon Ball Z, Idainaru? I don't speak Japanese. Anyway, so this is the first one on the list, so let's go ahead and do that. So, again, the conceit here is that we're going to pretend that I have all these games in disc format and I've simply ripped them. So, I'm not going to... The problem is we don't want to distribute these games, so you find your own copy of the redump version of Dragon Ball Z, like this one over here. There we go, it's a simple Q multi-bin, redump format. Again, if you need to get something like this, you go over to archive.org and download it yourself. And then we have the patch files set up, preloaded over here. So the patch files, generally what we want is the most up-to-date you're going to get is if you go over on Sega Extreme, and we go... Here, let me just open a new tab. I'll click on Petito. There. So Petito is actually the author of the Dragon Ball Z translation, so he has his own resources page, but I'm going to show you to go to the resources page proper. And this is going to have, currently there's about 6 pages worth of different Saturn resources, patches, and games. This is going to be all the homebrew stuff gets uploaded here, or links to it. There's Blue Skies right there. Hellslave is on here somewhere. CD Mage is a good tool we may end up using later. Actually, we will end up using later for Final Fantasy demo. So, they're here. Hellslave is here. So what we're going to do is, while we're in Resources, we're going to search for, under Resources, Dragon. Let me just search for Dragon. There can't be that many. There. And there's the Lunar patch, which I don't think we're doing today, and then the Dragon Ball Z Spanish translation. So I already have this downloaded, so I already downloaded this, and that's going to be under my patch files right over here. And there's a README, so let's go ahead and read it. I can't read Spanish that well, so he translated the textures and the text to Spanish from the Japanese version. So we're going to use Sega Saturn Patcher version 1.3 or greater. He gives out the MD5 for the CCD format. Knight, I don't follow. Okay, so the original contest entry, I believe, was a more difficult patching process, but now, thanks to Night of Dragon's Sega Saturn Patcher, a lot of these have been greatly simplified. So we're gonna try using the Sega Saturn Patcher to patch this game. So, like I said, I've already downloaded this Dragon Ball Z Legend of whatever linked here. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah. So Night of Dragon has been providing a lot of support to a whole bunch of different patching efforts because of his Sega Saturn Patcher, which we're gonna go find over here. And this is probably something that's going to be used heavily in the future, is the Sega Saturn Patcher, also linked in chat. What you're going to do is you're going to pick out the image, generally the cue sheet from your multi-bin redump version of the game, from the original Japanese or what have you, and then apply an SSP file, a Sega Saturn Patcher file, to it in order to patch the game to whatever you want it to be. So we're going to download it. I've already downloaded it, and it exists in my folder over here under Sega Saturn Patcher. Alright, we're going to open it up. Okay, select the Saturn game. We're going to select the CD image, and I'm going over to... oh wait, I'm back in my game dev stuff. This is when I'm working on Baroque, but... Here, where's my C drive? I'm going to C, Saturn... games. We're going to find the unpatched game first. So this is, we're doing Dragon Ball Z, and there is the cue sheet. Alright, so let me find the game patch that's going to be under my patch files. So drive C, Saturn. Let me just save this in my patch files. Okay, Dragon Ball Z Legend. Okay, this is just the SSP file. And while we're here, there's a couple other things that I like to apply here. I like to make sure that it's region-free, just for my own convenience. And because I have a Sadiator, I'll tend to use separate tracks if applicable, because I just like the multi-bin format and it works with the Sadiator. And I like keeping it on that standard. It's completely arbitrary. Oh wait, not build image, sorry. Wait, did I already lose track of what I was doing here? Oh, there we go. I was looking at SSCD and I got a little bit confused. So there's a few different options here for building the image. I'm going to be using Q multi-bin. So I'm going to save this under Games Patched, and I'm just going to call this Dragon Ball Z Legends. I don't know the rest of the name of the game. The Legend of the Dragon Balls? That feels a little bit redundant, but okay. So now we're watching it build the patch. It's taking a little bit. Okay, CD image successfully created. That's a good sign. Okay, so again, all I did here was I selected the Saturn game using this thing. I selected the SSP using the button on the right. I applied my region-free patch. I did my completely unnecessary separate tracks option here, and I built the image in the location I wanted to build the image. So let's close this out, and then let me go back up and open up Mednafen, and we should see Dragon Ball Z in Spanish. And so let's go ahead and launch it and see what happens. Yeah, I need to fix my capture setup here. Okay, so that's Bandai. So clearly the image isn't completely broken. There we go. And I can verify that this is indeed in Spanish and not Japanese. So it appears that the patch worked. So at this point, if you wanted to run this in your Pseudo Saturn Kai, you go over to your patched Dragon Ball Z Legends, and you take these this Q multi-bin and you burn it, and you run it in your PSK enabled system. And it's that simple. Like I said, it was literally a few clicks. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game. So we've already got our Saturn Patcher. What's the next game up? Bulk Slash. So Bulk Slash has its own resource page. It's already linked here, but like I said, if you want to look at something, go to the Sega Saturn SegaExtreme.net, click on resources, search in resources whatever game you're looking for, or just browse through the whole collection and download the patch files. These patch files are already downloaded, and they're going to be under my patch files folder. So let's go ahead and do the same thing we just did. We open up our Sega Saturn Patcher. I told you this was going to be repetitive because we're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. But I'm going to go through and try to do every game that anyone's interested in seeing tonight. So unpatched, Bulk Slash. Did I remember to move it over? Oh, okay. Let me go grab my totally legitimate copy of Bulk Slash. Okay, and let me move Bulk Slash over into games, unpatched. There we have Bulk Slash Japanese. There we go. And now we go select our unpatched Bulk Slash game. Cue sheet. Alright, region free. Apply the patch. The patch is going to be under my patch files. There. The SSP. There's even a README here if you want to go through and read how it's done, but for the most part, this is all like plug and chug, really, not like idiot proof, but it's a few button clicks. Button click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna put this over in my games patched. Let's make a folder for it. Bulk Slash. Oh. CD image successfully created. Okay. I've got several instances of Mednafen or whatever it's called up front, so let me go ahead and start over. The problem with the Mednafen front end Mednafen is that you have to like restart it every time you add a new image to your folder, because it loads up the images when you start the program and not every time. It doesn't constantly reload them. So Bulk Slash in Japanese here, and then Bulk Slash all caps is probably the English one. There's the English. Oh, Shane, thanks for the resub. And let's see if we can't get some of that voice acting in there.
road, Sergeant First Class reporting. I'm here to help, Chris.
Okay, so that is the English patch of bulk slash. Dead simple. We got our Japanese bulk slash image and we applied the patch. And it's running in Mednafen, ready to be burnt. Okay, what's next? We just did bulk slash. DeathMask! Okay, so DeathMask is kind of a new release, and you get this sometimes with these contest entries or some early work. Murder of Crows, I don't believe, has created a resource page for this game yet. However, he has provided the SSP files in this zip folder. So we're going to open up the zip folder and download it. I've already done that. It's under my patch files, so you just click here and it would download. And then we go back. We open up our Sega Saturn Patcher. I've left it open. And now we're just going to apply a different patch for a different game. So, unpatched, DeathMask. Oh, seriously, I forgot to. Yeah. There we go. This is a 3-disc game. Now, there was a problem at one point where the patch for the second disc image was not working, and we'll see if this updated. Archive fix that problem. Okay, so again, DeathMask. So unpatched, DeathMask disc 1, cue sheet. The game patch is going to be patch files, DeathMask. And there's going to be a disc 1, a disc 2, and a disc 3. We're doing disc 1. Region free, blah, blah, blah. Same things. Okay, and then we're going to deposit this into my patch games folder. DeathMask, disc 1. Created successfully. Now let's do this for the remaining 2 disk images. So let me go up here and I will create the spaces for them to be deposited. That's disk image 2 and disk 3. Okay, unpatched DeathMask disc 2. And as I said, this used to be the problem one, but I believe it's been addressed. So let's go over to our patch files. DeathMask disc 2, build image. Oh, actually, there's a funny story here. Is that the DeathMask image or what have you? Yeah. Right, yeah. So DeathMask, when it was originally printed, had a misprint where disc 2 was printed as disc 3. And I'm guessing that mislabeling is part of the reason why the SSPs are separated like this. However, when we get over to Grandia, we'll see that a one SSP can indeed address a multi-disc game entirely. But it appears that the second DeathMask disc has been patched successfully, so let's go ahead and move on to the third one. Free, separate tracks. Okay, and we're going to deposit this. Oh wait, did I select the correct patch? I forgot. Let me just double check. Maybe I was about to screw this up. There probably would have been an error thrown, and it wouldn't have tried because it's trying to check for the correct disk image for the SSP. In fact, let's go ahead and test that. Maybe we can test to see. So I'm trying to apply the patch for disk 2 onto disk 3. Or actually, because of this unique error, let me just try to do the completely wrong game. Let me try to apply the patch for bulk slash onto DeathMask disk 3, just to see what would happen. And this is just going to be a quick stress test, just to see what happens. And so, if it tries to patch it or not. My guess is that it's going to throw an error. Oh, wow, it actually did it. Okay, so that was clearly the wrong thing to do. Some order got screwed up, yeah. So now, that was just out of my own curiosity. You have no patch applied. Okay, so then the default is that if the wrong SSP is selected, then we will end up just writing the original disk image into the new folder. So let me go ahead and delete those files that we just generated because they are incorrect. No? Well, then what happens? Oh, okay. So, let me go ahead and try that again. We are going to apply intentionally the wrong patch onto DeathMask. So I've selected DeathMask Disk 3, and I'm going to attempt to apply the bulk / patch to it. And if I build the image, let me just call this folder junk. Nope, it crashed. Which I guess is a good enough error as any. So yeah. So that was just to satisfy my curiosity, because I haven't actually tried to see what would happen if you stress tested the patcher. But just, you know, select the right game when you do it, and the IP bin was altered. Yeah. Right. So yeah, again, so the Sega Saturn Patcher is actually still in the process of being developed. It works wonderfully well, but there's improvements happening. I don't know what kind of features Knight has planned. I mean, he can explain in chat if he wants. But for now, let's go ahead and finally finish up the DeathMask Disk 3, because we've been screwing around a little bit too much. Okay, let me go to my patch files. DeathMask Disk 3 SSP, region free, and then build the image. And we're going to build the image in my patched Disk 3. Disk image successfully created. So let's go ahead and test to see if these 3 disks boot up. So we got DeathMask 123 in Japanese and DeathMask 123 translated.
Paradise City officials today were shocked to discover that 80 kilos of trixolite, a highly reactive explosive compound...
Okay, so DeathMask is actually kind of a slow game, so I'm going to go ahead and trust that because we're hearing it and seeing it in English, that it has been successfully patched in English. So Disk 2 should give us something in English telling us that it is all voice. Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. So please insert Disk 1. I don't have a save file at the end of Disk 1, so it's going to do that to me. But I'm assuming because it's in English that is the English patch, and we will try with Disk 3. similar, but there we go. Please insert disc 1. Again, I'm not going to play through all 3 DeathMask discs just to demonstrate that this is probably correct, because it's probably correct already. Okay, so next, that was DeathMask. Now we have, okay, some homebrew games. The Firepro Translation Project. So, for the submission, Malenko did... Oh, okay. So, we can't actually verify that the English text was actually because it was successfully patched or not, but because we patched it and it was working, we're going to assume that it was working because I don't have a save file to actually test it. But you saw the way it works. It's all just like a simple handful of click process. It's they're probably very well patched. So Malenko, when he submitted for the competition for the deadline, submitted his Google Drive files for manual patching. But we have since gotten 6-min Scramble and Blazing Tornado SSP files. So I will link those here. 6-min Scramble, and then we will do 6-min Scramble. Okay. So, open up our patcher again, or did I already have that open? I already had it open. I don't know why I did that. Okay, select new game. We're going to do Firepro Wrestling 6-min Scramble. Go. And then the patch is going to be... Where are we at? Firepro Wrestling 6-min Scramble. The SSP. Region free, separate tracks, build our bin. And we're going to build the bin... Okay, under my patch game folder. Image created successfully, so let us go and open it up. So there's Japanese, Blazing Japanese 6-men, English 6-men. Okay, so the way we really know it's going to work is when we start creating a wrestler and match, open league. Where's the wrestler? Oh, there we go. Wrestler. This is like the major feature that came. So you see this is all in English, and I know Malenko was really excited about this stuff, but like there is like so much stuff you can do to change what these wrestlers look like, and they're all like color coded and stuff. You can change the, or actually, what am I changing here? There we go. Let me see, which color am I changing? Let's try black as one of the shorts, right? No, not that one. There we go. So yeah, you can change that guy, you can change that guy. Yeah. So yeah, you can customize the whole wrestler, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff you can do. You can change his fighting style, and some of his... I think there's some sort of weird stat system I don't understand even a little bit. Like, pose, size, they all affect how things work. And I think one of these is bear. Okay, yeah, you can have bear as all of your options, I think. Wait, no, not that bear. Where's bear hands? Bear, not bear. There we go. Bear. 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 Oh, there's bear and there's bear. You have two options. Oh, whoops. I just screwed everything up. Well, anyway, go make your bear wrestler, but clearly it's in English and it's working. Okay, let's move on to the other wrestling game that Malenko worked on is Blazing Tornado. There's your link to the resource page. Okay, let us open the patcher. Select Blazing Tornado. Unpatched. Blazing Tornado. Load that up. Region free and patch file. My patch files. Patch files. I want Blazing Tornado here. SSP. Uh-oh. Hey, Knight. Am I using an out-of-date patcher? What happened here? So luckily, we have, yeah. So, like I said, it's a work in progress. So actually, there is an updated, patcher. So I'm going to call this Sega Saturn Patcher old. This is the one that's currently available on the resources page. The updated one, which is attached to the competition, which I said, the competition files are generally going to be more works in progress and require a little bit more attention to detail rather than the ones that are readily available on resources generally. So we are going to take the Sega Saturn Patcher that is available as part of the download for Wachenröder, or however you pronounce it, in the Sega Saturn competition. So I'll just show you where that is. So there's Firepro Wrestling. Let's remember where we're at there. And Wachenröder, Night of Dragon Submission. Wachenröder has the Sega Saturn Patcher tied in with the Wachenröder SSP, and that is because that the SSP for Wachenröder requires the up-to-date one, and apparently so does Blazing Tornado. So we will be using the one that we grabbed from that entry to specifically patch Blazing Tornado until such a time in the near future, hopefully, that we will have the resource page for the Sega Saturn Patcher up to date for that specific game. So we take the special Sega Saturn Patcher edition from the Wachenröder tie-in, open that up, and then we are going to patch Blazing Tornado. I'm really annoyed with this music. What's going on here? That is off the playlist. Okay, unpatched Blazing Tornado. Grab the cue sheet. Apply the SSP from my patch files. So, no. Patch files. Blazing Tornado SSP. Region free, separate tracks, build the image, build the bin. Yes, multi-bin, just like Redump uses. And put it in here. So yeah, so like I said, the patcher is a work in progress, but it's still incredibly convenient to use, as you're seeing here. But as more work is made on this patching process, these kinds of edge case hiccups are going to go away, because again, anytime you're doing a brand new release like a competition build, stuff like this might happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and test out that new Blazing Tornado. There's the Japanese version. I believe it's called SS Blazing Tornado when we patch it. So does this also have the wrestling edit mode? I don't know if that's exclusive to 6-Man Scramble. I'm also terrible at this game, so like, oh no, it's just a wrestling fighter type deal. Is there a bear? That's about the closest I can get to a bear. Mask guy. I take it from all the English text that this is likely the correct patch applied. So it appears to be working. So let me give 1 or 2 hits before. Oh yeah, this game takes forever to load because it has the announcer thing happening. I know nothing about wrestling. I don't know if I should know these names. Oh. I am bad at this game. Oh boy. This does not bode well for the showcase. I'm gonna have to ask Malenko to teach me how to play this game. Actually, that's Pat's problem this year, so I'm good. Oh boy.
11, 12, 13, 14,
So you can count to 10? Or...
17, 18,
Let me in! Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's Blazing Tornado. Next game. Okay, there is us talking. There is... Okay, so this is a preview of Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. Alright, let me move that file over real quick. I gotta get a copy of Eternal Blue. And it's probably just the first disc, a little bit of it that's been translated, so we'll just go ahead and just do that. And there is the zip file with the SSP in it, so let me go ahead and do that. So let's use the old patcher, because that's what's available on the resources page until we find out it doesn't work, because these competition builds, I think only that and Wachenröder actually need the new one. So, unpatched, Lunar 2, Eternal Blue Disc 1. So this is very early work in progress. And just a preview, let us go over to my patch files. Oh no, my patch files. And go over to Lunar 2 SSP preview. And build patched. So, let's go ahead. Apparently it's been built, so let's try it out. There's the English one. Okay, so if it takes forever to get through the opening cutscenes, I'm probably just gonna accept that it's in English because that was already English. And these are unskippable. I'm guessing that the FMVs have not been translated yet, so it's all in-game text stuff. Let me go ahead and put a pause on the music for a second. Okay, yeah, baked in video, it's gonna have to be edited at some point. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but I think for Baroque, we're gonna have to do something similar. I want to prove this is in English, so I don't know how long we have to wait for that, but let's just give it a minute. So I'm gonna have a hot take here and say that the old pattern of having 10-minute long unskippable opening cutscenes has not aged well. Especially if you're trying to like start a new game and you've already experienced this game in some form before. Okay, now you lost me on that. What did Conan? Oh, is this Mr. Conan? Crap. Did I just miss that? Let me see. Yeah, crap. I don't know how I told that went over my head for a hot second. Yeah, so I don't know how long it generally takes to get one of these translation projects up to a release candidate, but considering how new this is, I would guesstimate a few years. Like, I don't know if Trekkies is on chat today or not, but he can tell me how long he took for Grandia, because I think that would be like a comparable project. Okay, I'm gonna make it a point of saving at some point in this game here, and then transferring my Mednafen save over to the Seed Eater, and I think the Sega Saturn. There's a patch, or not a patch. There's a utility that got submitted this year that does exactly that, converts saves and allows you to import them. I think that was Cafe Alpha's thing. What? True. Wait, no. Cafe Alpha has that save importer. Okay, so you made the save converter, and Cafe Alpha has a Seed Eater compatible save game manager or something like that, right? Okay, my bad. You made the save converter, but you're... Yeah, they're both like save utilities. I got them mixed up for a second. But your tool can take a Mednafen generated save file and turn it into a Saturn importable save file, I believe. Okay, this is finally an engine. This looks like Alright. Well, I don't know how popular the format in on Mednafen is, but I assume the Saturn format of whatever the physical hardware uses is popular enough. So yeah, Selena made the save game copier utility for last year's competition, and but Knight is talking about a tool for converting save formats. Slinga's tool is better for like SD backup of your own save on the Saturn and putting it on the SD card and saving it on your computer in like a Google Drive folder, which is what I do. And then you know, for backup in case your battery goes out. And he also has that funny the save game extractor tool that like outputs it in a pure audio format. You can pick it up with a freaking microphone. But yeah, while we're here, let's go ahead and figure out. Whoa.
もう気を抜いちゃダメじゃない。ヒーローってばすぐ調子に乗るんだから。
分かってるよルビー。まあ 任せとけって。よし、外れたぞ。
It's Jewel. Okay. So clearly this is in English. You see, this is an early port, so you see some weird artifacts like that, the garbage above his portrait for Hudson. Yeah, it only took us like, what, 15 minutes of getting through that to get there?
大丈夫。かすり傷さ、ルビー。あ、いたたた。
もう拾ったらいつも最後に失敗すんだからだいたいいつも私が
静かにしろ、ルビー。うわ！逃げるぞ、ルビー。
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This game is a candidate for localization dubbing because I cannot stand the voice for that cat thing.
本人は石竜の子供だって言い張ってるけど本当かな。僕とルビーはいつもこうやって誰も見向きもしない古い遺跡を探検している。
I have no idea what he's saying.
だってここは僕らにとって宝の山なんだ。この世界は不思議にあふれている。竜
There's
や
like
ドラ
3 or
ゴンマ
4
ス
save
ター、
utilities
空飛
now
ぶ
from
魔
the
法の
Saturn
都市、
from the last couple
それに
competitions.
世界を司っていたという愛と美の女神アルテナ。そのどれもがかつては実在していたはずさ。
I literally just wanted to
い
go
つ
in the
か
battle system. I'm
僕
not
は
gonna
世
take
界
so
中
long.
を旅してそれを証明したい。そして解き明かすんだ、この世界の不思議を。
Wait, what did Private Eye make? Or did Private Eye contribute to the Saber pack? Please save, please, please, please. None of these. Okay. The menus are not yet translated. Okay. Anyone know how I save in this game? Oh! So you go to that world icon in Japanese, and you can click save, and I believe the top one is going to be standard RAM, and the other one's going to be backup RAM. So... Finally, okay. We're done with Lunar 2. That took a little bit too long. I want to get to more patches tonight. Okay, that was Lunar 2. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I'm learning like useless portions of Japanese because of freaking Baroque. So, I don't know if this is how I wanted to learn a different language, but I'm starting to recognize a few things. Okay, so what's next? Eternal Blue, Homebrew game. Let me get his name actually. Jameson made Everlasting Summer. I believe this one has some boobies in it. So we're not going to play that on stream, at least not too much. Pat's going to have to figure out a way around that. 15 Extreme has ponies in it, so there are two things that you probably wouldn't want to play on Twitch. I'm pretty sure he's going to forgive you for adding a space in between private and I. There we go. Grandia. Everyone knows Grandia. Everyone loves Grandia. Let's go ahead and patch Grandia. And then the Mickey Donald Genesis game ports. Patch are still open? Patch are still open. Okay. Let's patch Grandia first. Oh, while I'm here, let me go ahead and link the resource for Grandia. It has its own resource page. Oh my goodness, Knight. You're killing me. You click the download button and you get your patch files. And now let us go in the Sega Saturn Patcher, select our unpatched Grandia disk. In this case, there should be two, right? Grandia disk 1, Grandia disk 2. But the one SSP handles both. So let's go over to our patch files. U. Region free this. Build the image. Any minute now, and come on. I mean, how big of a game is this? Is this the full 700 megabytes? Guess there is a lot of stuff to patch in because there's like FMV edits and stuff. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now let's patch disk 2. Patched disk 2 using the exact same SSP. It should work because that's just how the format works. Patch files. Grandia. Where the heck is Grandia? SS Grandia. Okay, we need to stop using SS in front of everything because it's going to get very confusing. Patch games. Grandia 2 folder. And start the patching process. Yeah, I always just use the highest number because I assume it's got the most whatever fixes they ever had to do during the release time. I don't know how true that is. It's probably not true at all, but it's what I do. For all I know, they have the same checksum. I haven't actually checked. So that's another thing is if you want to verify what kind of disk images you're getting, I always recommend Redump because you can always go to redump.com, do your own checksum, and check it against Redump's checksum. Make sure you got like the right disk. It's a good dump because we do get some questions every once in a while that generally boils down to, hey, you got a bad dump and tried to patch a bad disk image, or someone, more likely, someone else used a bad dump to patch your disk image for you, and now it's breaking on your system. Okay. So we have Grandia in Japan and Grandia in English. Now, I don't know how willing I am to go through a whole opening cutscene with Grandia because it does the same freaking thing. Here's the thing, actually. Grandia has issues with Mednafen, right? I remember Trekkie saying there's a lot of weird crap that happens with the emulators because of how many weird CD tricks there are. Actually, let me go summon Trekkies for help. Let me see if he's on. Yeah, he's on. Well, I'll try disc 2 just to see. I bet you we're at to break out Yabause or whatever. Yeah, let's go ahead and break out Yaba. Yeah, okay. So I specifically remember Grandia as special because it does a lot of weird, stressful things with the disk loading. So let's go ahead and go to yabause.org and set up a new emulator. Dreamcast. No way that works. I'm misinterpreting that. Is that like a Saturn emulator for Dreamcast? There's no way that would ever work. That's ridiculous. There's no way. I don't believe you. I don't believe it actually runs games well. Like maybe you'll get 2 frames or something, but you're not actually gonna get it to run good. Okay, because it's like that Super Nintendo emulator on the Saturn is like it's not actually playable. It just technically works. All right, there's Yaba. We have to copy over some BIOS files. So let me copy over my firmware folder over to Yaba. Yababa. Yabause. Okay. Yaba. And let's set up some things. So first off, settings. BIOS. I guess it already grabbed it. Nice. Cool. Okay, I just dropped it in and it works. Save file. Well, whatever. I don't care about that. Input. This is important. Let's see. Up, down, left, right. Yeah. Probably should have done this ahead of time. I always just patch Grandia and run it directly on the CD. I never actually tried to play it in the emulator first. But it is an important step to try to be able to test out your images before you waste a CD burning it. Okay, let's try Saturn, Games, Patched, Grandia 1, Q. Yeah, sure. I forgot, Yabause allows you to play the network games. I've actually played a game, well, tried to play a game with Duke over Yaba on the internet. It almost kind of sort of worked. Okay, first off, my controller's not working the way it's supposed to. And second, it's not recognizing the disc correctly. So here's what we will do, is let me... Oh, I really hope this is going to work. I don't think my capture software is set up to happen on OBS right now. Oh boy. Well, that's the sound of my hopage giving me crap. The new SSP? What, do you think it broke? I mean, one of these two should work. Okay, so I was using the old Sega Saturn Patcher. Let us attempt with the new Sega Saturn Patcher, just as a sanity check. And then we will redo all of these patches. Because I thought it was just an emulator issue. But we can be double sure before I start breaking out the Sadiator and running that. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like actually the Grandia patch will break certain PSKs. Like if you get a cheap one. Okay, let's run the new patcher. Grandia 1, region free, apply. Patch files. Yeah. I mean, Trekkies is playing chess while I'm playing checkers or whatever. So the lack of a README is a little bit concerning. I don't know if that's important or not. I don't know if he implied if he made a README for it. But let's see. So Trekkie says that it does work. It does work on Mednafen. So let's try using the new patcher, and maybe that was the issue, and we will run it again. But Knight, just so you can see the version on the screen, that is the most up to date that you can say that we're using, right? All right, cool. So when in doubt, use the patcher included in Wachenröder. So let's try that again. There we go. So yeah, it was because we used the old patcher. So if anything like this happens, I guess the rule of thumb is to find the most up-to-date version. So Knight, hopefully that you will push that to the resources page soon to avoid these kinds of issues. I don't want to press new game because I know what's going to happen. We're going to end up with several minutes of cutscenes, aren't we? Yep, we're not sitting through this again. I already have a save file on my actual Saturn. So let us, thanks, Knight. So let us go ahead and patch disk 2 and verify that it boots up. Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm doing this live, and that was like we've only had like a minor hiccup or two so far, and that was the only like really major hiccup. That's how simple this process is yeah, you know, there maybe there's a tiny bit of a learning curve in terms of, you know, figuring out what's going on, but you could always just come on Sega Extreme and ask questions if something like this happens. What am I doing again? I'm grabbing the patch file for Grandia, making sure. All right, and I already grabbed Grandia disk image 2, right? I feel like I'm losing my mind because I just forgot where I was, so let me just do that again. Unpatched, Grandia disk image 2, region free, build the image. Patched, Grandia 2, make it. Use a little bit more caffeine to keep my mind awake. Really? I usually use it as a default, but if it breaks on some games, thing is, if it doesn't work, it's not gonna break the game. It's just not gonna work if you don't have another way of defeating regions, like the Sadiator automatically region patches, which maybe it has the same limitation. I don't know. Okay, open up Mednafen. It will break the game. Okay, so if it breaks the game, we go back and we uncheck the region free patch just in case. So there's gonna be a handful of whatchamacallits, the troubleshooting steps if the occasional thing goes wrong. And maybe, I'm assuming that anything like that happens, you just end up writing it into the README of, here's how you do it. It's taking so long. Did I break disk 2? Did I do it wrong? Maybe the region free thing broke it? I don't know. Let's try it again. So, from the top. I did not patch disk 2? What did I just do? Wait, did I select the wrong one? No, that was the right one. Here, crazy? Here, let's try it again. Clean slate. 915. Did I apply the patch to disk 1 and I just wasn't paying attention? That's very possible right now. Okay, unpatched. Grandia, disk 2. Definitely click disk 2 that time. I'm not going to bother with region free patch just to avoid any sort of issue. And let us go to patch files. Grandia SSP. There's only one. And hopefully this all checks out. I am Mountain. I am Mountain? What are you talking about? Are you going crazy? Well, let's turn the music back on in the background. It's too quiet. Yeah, I'm on Mountain Time. So the region free patch may or may not have broken things, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's currently 9:17. All right. Let's open up Mednafen and check. Grandia 2Q. So, luckily, as soon as we brought it up, we found an example to demonstrate. There we go. Well, I mean, that's about as far as I'm going to get in Grandia Disc 2. But, so in the case where something weird like this happens, and Mednafen is telling you that the game's not working, turn off the region-free patch. I mean, you know, you probably don't need to have it on to begin with, but I don't know if PSK does automatic region patching. I know the Sadiator does. Anyway, that was Grandia. We demonstrated that both discs work with patching, assuming that you use an up-to-date patcher, such as the one included in Wachenröder in this year's competition, which will soon be updated in the resources page. And for disc 2, apparently the region-free patch is verboten. So only mod-shipped Saturns require region-free patching? Is that what you're saying? Okay, cool. So, I mean, for all of us in current year, we should be fine. Okay, Sega Ages, I love Mickey Mouse, I love Donald Duck. This is like there's a port of the games, the Genesis games, Castle of Illusion and Quackshot. You can go ahead and download it. That will give you the patch, and then we will go ahead and start patching. So, the file for the Mickey Mouse Donald Duck game is Sega Ages, I love Mickey Mouse, Japanese, 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 I love Donald Duck, Japanese, Japanese, Japanese. Okay, so we're going to stop doing region free on everything, but, I mean, for the ones I demonstrated so far, if they worked, they worked, so, you know, do that if you want. Okay, so here is one issue I want to address, is that there is a / in this file name by default, and I'm replacing it with an underscore, and I feel like you should too. Or, Trekkies should. Am I going... what did I just do? So yeah, when you do that, this patch, you are going to have to probably rename Mickey Mouse Donald Duck, because otherwise you're going to be trying to save something that Windows is probably not going to like, or Linux for that matter. Anyway, we have applied the SSP. Oh crap, see, it did it to me again. That's exactly what I was talking about. You have to replace that / with an underscore right here, because it's just like a file system thing. Anyway, we'll go ahead and save. Image created successfully. Now let's see if we can see Mickey Mouse in English. Not a fan of this song, we'll go ahead and take off that. Where was it? Sega Ages, that's what it starts. So Sega, that's the Japanese one, here's the English one. Remember, we're doing this all live. This all looks English to me. And the fact that it's saying Sega Genesis means the box art was replaced with the North American version. Now, the Saturn isn't quite capable of actually emulating a Sega Genesis, especially not at full speed. So I don't think it was as simple as replacing a ROM file in this game, but you know. Go ahead and pause the music for a second. But I'm seeing all this stuff in English. Duckbird. Is this DuckTales? I mean, to be honest, I don't really get this game at all, but it is some form of family-friendly Disney platformer. And Trekkies thought it was worth translating. So if it's DuckTales, I thought Donald wasn't like in DuckTales. Like maybe he made an appearance on 1 or 2 episodes, but I thought it was just Scrooge and the 3 kids. is canon. Okay, well, there you go. And that is Sega Ages Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. What's the next game on the list? There's Pony, there's Hellslave, Sky Blaster. There's Cafe Alpha Save Pack utility. That's the one I was trying to bring up earlier. And it allows you to import save data from PC to Saturn Emulator. So you can see that it is easy to get confused with those descriptions between your tool and his tool. There's Wachenröder. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Wachenröder. Okay, let's pick the image. It is, from what I recall, a single disc game, so it's only one thing to do. Here we go. Patch the game. Game, patch files. Wachenröder. And there is the SSP. And we will build the image. That is a long file name, isn't it? Here. We did successfully. But I mean, I thought it was defined by something inside the SSP because they don't really match the disk images I'm using to create them. So there's Wachenröder Japan, and then Wachenröder English translation by Native Dragon, blah 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 blah. The game title box. I'm not familiar. Oh, okay. So when you create the patch, that's one of the options that you put in there. All right. This looks English to me. I'm not sure if I'm willing to go through even more cutscenes in these RPG patches.
ある一つの物語
Okay, that's proof enough. It's in English. Okay. Hit start twice. Why do I have to hit start twice? Oh, okay. Let's do that. Let's give it a shot because we sat through like 15 minutes of Lunar. We can sat through more than a couple minutes of Wachenröder. Action buttons. Well, one of these face buttons is an action button. Da, yada 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 yada. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Oh, wait, X, Y, Z. Trigger, trigger, start, 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 start. I think it's just A. I think I just mash A. But I remember this game having a pretty long wind-up before you actually get to a real game part of the game. This is not skipping. Yeah, I don't think this is skippable. Okay, yeah, no, I'm done doing a few minutes for the RPGs. When we get to the showcase, you guys will be able to see on the Shiro show all these games operating with their patches. Okay, so Wachenröder, that was there. There's Chris Mingle, that's just a normal homebrew game. The Gungriffon patch. So this one, I believe I had trouble with the first time because of something that happened with the patch file, but we will see what happens now. So this is the Southern Sega Gentleman's foray into patch dev. So let us get Gungriffon II is not in my file. What the? How did I forget Gungriffon? So I'm currently using the up-to-date 1.95 version. And this one, again, requires the up-to-date version. So when in doubt, grab it from Wachenröder until the resource page updates to 1.95. again, a lot of these guys, these early works in progress, do rely on newer things. So this is something to be expected. For the games that you would, the complete games that you would be more likely to want to patch yourself if you're not experienced in this kind of thing, you would probably just end up whatever's on the resources page, and that should work just as well. Okay, Gungriffon II. Apply the patch. So let's see how much the SSG actually patched in. Patch files. Gungriffon II. SSP. Build. Gungriffon II. Patch games. Again, I never have the music on when I need it, and I always have it on when the game's playing. How much stuff is in this patch? This is taking a minute. Alright. Let's open up Mednafen and see the results. Gungriffon Japan, Gungriffon II, probably the English one. There we go. That's weird. It might also have to do with the fact that it's rewriting the entire game as a new file. I mean, I'm using NVMEs, so it really shouldn't take all that long at all, but, you know, it seems to be working. There we go, see? Pseudo-pilots. That's, this is the work of the SSG. Where's the English start? He only did pseudo-pilots? That's the entire patch. Well, it's like I said, it's early. All this stuff is early. There we go. That's it. Suit up pilots. That in the menus. Okay. Well, that's the so far that is the entirety of the English patch of Gungriffon II. Moving on. Blue skies. The Final Fantasy demo. This is the first weird one. So, here's what we're gonna do. Here is the patch for, or the link to the resource page for Final Fantasy demo. This has already been downloaded. What I have not already downloaded is the tool we need to patch it. This is not an SSP yet. This is an item that requires us to put in our own Final Fantasy ROM. So we have the instructions to use CD Mage to replace the Final Fantasy.bin. This is a standard NES ROM, US North American version, inside of the file structure. So I'll teach you how to do that right here. We're going to go over to resources on CD Mage. And here you go, CD Mage, available for download right here. You can also find it on the internet if you look for CD Mage. And there it is, portable freeware. 1.01.5, and this one is 1.02. So somehow this is slightly more up to date. So we're going to go ahead and use that. Oh, Legalized Freedom. For those who don't know, Legalized Freedom, that was the guy behind the Shining Force patches. Correct? Okay, your partner. Okay, so here is CD Mage. Now, we are going to go and open up the Final Fantasy image that we have downloaded from Trekkies. So he provided under his patch, or under his resource page, Final Fantasy 1 demo, he provided a bin and a queue. This is the game image, the disk. So what we're going to do is open up the file structure by clicking over here on track 1 under session 1. And we're going to scroll down, and here is FinalFantasy.bin. So this is a dummy file. He does not distribute the intellectual property with his patches. That is your job to locate and source without involving him, and then patch in. And he has told you very simply, we're going to import the file here. So I am going to go grab my copy of the NES North American version of Final Fantasy. Right? Final Fantasy. Where are you? FI 3, 2, and 1 USA. Okay. So I'm gonna grab it. I'm just gonna put it right here for now. This is Final Fantasy USA. This is the standard ROM. But I'm gonna rename it ffantasy.bin. I don't know if this is required, but I'm gonna do it just to make myself feel better. Not required. It's just gonna port in all the information, but I'm doing it anyway. You don't have to do this, but if it makes you feel better, if it makes you feel more comfortable using the tool because it's what we're doing, then you can do that. So there is the file right there. Doesn't have to be named that, but it is anyway. We're going to right-click inside under Session 1, Track 1 of CD Mage, locate the ffantasy.bin, replace this dummy file by Import File, and then we're going to go up to where I put this ffantasy.bin that I have located. Open it. File has been imported successfully. Okay, so we've ported in that file. Now we need to save this disk. So I'm going to go to Save As, and now I'm going to put it under my patched games. So Games, Patched, let's make a new folder, call it Final Fantasy. Can I even try to spell? There we go. And now we're going to save it as the Q sheet, and that's going to be a Q bin. There we go, save options. Don't have to touch any of these. Standard 2352 sector size means it's got that error checking built in. ECC. Save completed successfully. Okay, we can go ahead and close this now. And now we will open up Mednafen and see if it worked. I saved the, after importing the file, I saved the image into my patched games folder. And here it is, ff1 demo.q. That wasn't there before. So if it helps, we can do this once again if you guys want. No, my original is not patched. This was a fresh download from the resources page. All this, that's the whole purpose of this. No. No. So okay, so like in my experience, CD Mage does not save over the thing if you don't tell it to. That's why I went to Save As, and I saved it in the new location. And you see, this thing is working as intended. Final Fantasy is running. There we are. Pause the music for a second. Okay, so let's test this hypothesis real quick. I will go over to unpatched, or to my patch files, and this FF1 demo, right? Let me copy this and put it into overwrite my patched folder. Okay. And now let me attempt to run it again. Oh, what do you know? Okay. So I guess I didn't need to do the save as, but that also means that, If you want to preserve the original copy of whatever you're working on, you need to make a redundant copy. Anyway, so that is how you patch in the Final Fantasy I demo. I don't know if it's worth going over it again if you guys want me to do that. I mean, Knight's the only one. Knight and DeathMask already know how to do this like by heart. But if anyone else wants to see this again, obviously on YouTube you can just rewind and see what I did. But it was just open CD Mage, open up the bin queue that Trekkies provides, go down to track 1, locate ffantasy.bin, right click on it, import file, select the NES ROM for North American Final Fantasy. And yeah, I suppose when I put the link in the description, I will say, hey, when you use CD Mage, it changes the disk that you are modifying. So be careful. All right. Well, anyway, that's how you patch Final Fantasy. I think that might have... Oops. Yeah, I'm trying to go to a folder that no longer exists. What's next on the list? Let me put the music back on. All right. Slinga had Balloonatics. I believe this is still a work in progress. Seven Shades did an update to CubeCat. And that was all the entries for this year. So I had a few more requests, and there was a couple things I wanted to do. So let me take like a, wait, what's one more? Startist? Oh yeah, there's Startist, but Startist doesn't require patching. So another entry in the competition, not another thing for us to do tonight. Yeah, so give me like 30 seconds. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and I'll come back, and we will start doing the stuff that's not part of the competition. And if we manage to get any more requests tonight, we will do more, and I will keep doing requests until we run out of things to patch. So give me 30 seconds. Come on, guys. Come on. Hold on. Developing something of a Coke Zero habit. I think I've gone through an entire case in a whole week. Anyway, what are we working on? Ninpen Manmaru, right? Is that what the next thing is? Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and make a quick list. So we have Ninpen Manmaru. Oh, this is the announcement I made. There we go. And now we also wanted to do what? I think I have Shining Force 3 loaded up, and that might take some doing because it's not on the new SSP format. So we'll see how that goes. Dragon Force 2 and Sakura Wars. Do not do Japanese SC1. What's SC1? Scenario 1. Okay, so, I mean, so I'm going to try and go through Shining Force 3 Scenario 1. Is that because Shining Force 3 in America already has it done? Or why? Is it... Okay, so Shining Force 3 Scenario 1 is covered by Shining Force 3 in English. So we are just going to go through Shining Force 3, SC 2 to 3. Right, okay. So, I think we're going to save Shining Force for last because it's the most different one from what I remember. And we will go through... Is that lyrics on stream? I'm supposed to know better than that. There we go. So let's go ahead and go with Ninpen Manmaru. So that should be the link to the resource page and let us double check that. So there is Ninpen Manmaru. It's a zip file, and inside that zip file, assuming I've already opened it up, is an SSP. Well, lucky us. So let us go grab our Japanese copy of Ninpen Manmaru. Apply the game patch. There we go. And then build the image. And we're going to build that in our patch game folder as Ninpen Manmaru. Here's the dog, has questions about Saturn game patching. Yeah, well, you know, you got what you got. Okay, so there we go. Let us see how that worked out. Is this the Penguin game? I honestly know nothing about Ninpen. Where are we? Japan, English. Okay, I might play it for like a minute or two just to give it a shot. So I don't think I've ever played it. Oh boy. Turn off the music. Duck video? Who uses duck? Okay, so Ninpen is Ninja Penguin. Okay, I think I get that. Oh, did I accidentally skip that? I just pressed A. I thought that was like press A to get to the next.
Harappa no maki.
True motion video. Okay. Okay, so let us. I will leave you guys on this because the dog is asking to go out. And in the meantime, you can enjoy the subtitles of Ninpen Manmaru.
それはオイラがお前の最初の相手だからじゃん。勝負は原っぱの向こうの方でやるからな。オイラが待ってるとこまで早く来いよ。じゃあな。
Okay, I got the dog running around out back, so let me give this game a short little playthrough, and then I will open the door for him and we will move on to the next game. No, I'm just letting him out in the little gravel toilet we have out back, which is just basically an entire backyard filled with rocks. You don't see the game? What do you mean you don't see the game? It's right there. I can see it on the preview. I can see it on Twitch. So, what do I do? Okay, so I'm seeing the Cube Cat's influences in this game. Whoa, okay. He has no chill. He just goes like straight into a sprint every time I press forward. Ah, dang it. I'm gonna reset. Okay, there we go. I'm going to let you guys go through the opening cutscene while I go get the dog again, and then we will move on to the next game on the list.
Manmaru には年賀流原神の術を使いこなす力がある。しかし今一つその力をうまく引き出しているようには見えんな。どうすればよいのか。おお、そうだ。良い考えが浮かんだ。では早速手はずを整えるとしよう。
あれ？呼ばれたから来たのに、年賀様ったら遅刻かな？
ここにおるぞ、まんまる。そんなことより、まずはこの地図を見るがよい。お前はこれから地図にある忍者屋敷まで行ってくるのだ。
タヌ太郎さんや常次郎さんたちと一緒に行ってもいいんですか？
いや、これはお前の修練なのだ。だから地図にある目的地まではたった一人で行くのだ。
僕一人で行くの？
そうだ。寄り道をせずに決まった時間の間にポイントまで行くのだ。そしてポイントではそこにいる相手と勝負をせよ。勝てば先へ進めるが、負けたらその場で失格となる。目的地までは長い道のり、思いがけないことも起こるであろう。
そんなの困ったな。
まんまる。目的地にはお前の大好きな折り紙、しかも金色の折り紙があるぞ。
So Shane, like all these games look infinitely better on CRT. Like even Blue Skies looks better on CRT. Like it's a pretty stark contrast. So you get much stronger contrast and easier to see things on the CRT because the color depth is different. Because the colors on a monitor or through Twitch are going to be a lot brighter. Like everything is just by default more bright than you're expecting to see. How long is this opening cutscene though?
年賀流忍者として心してゆけ。よいな、まんまる。
はい、行ってきまーす。
レッツゴー原っぱの巻。
Okay, so we gave that opening cutscene its fair shake. You already saw me play the game, so let us move on to the next entry on the list. Dragon Force 2. So, first off, I haven't actually prepared any files for that, so we're going to go over to search everywhere for now. Dragon Force 2. Where is it? Let's go over the resources and try to search just resources. Is it Dragon Space Force or Dragon Force, like the band? You search for just Dragon. Oh, it's not on Sega Extreme. That's weird. Okay, so let's do Dragon Force II Saturn Patch, and it's probably going to be on ROM hacking, right? CD Romance. Oh, I don't want to see that. There we go. ROM hacking. That's a legit source. So, let's go over here. Here's your link. And for my own purposes, here's my link. For show notes later. And we are going to look at... Okay, let's download. Start the download. Put in the CAPTCHA. BA85F608. I am indeed human, not dancer. Here we go. Here's all the patch files. I'm going to take all these, and I'm going to shove them over here. Yep. Okay, this is an xDelta, so we're going to have to go get the Delta Patcher. So let's open up this README and follow the instructions. Patching instructions. Require tool. ISO Buster. So are we going to have to rip the game? Okay, let us assume that is already done, because, you know. Yep, and that is me ripping my legitimate copy of Dragon Force 2. Just watch it move the files over. Okay, that part's done. Hey, let's take the music back on. It's too quiet. Okay, Daemon Tools Lite for mounting the game image in a virtual drive, useful for emulator compatibility. That is a little bit out of date. Mednafen can just take a disk image. Delta Patcher, that's what we need. So let's grab this. Delta Patcher, shove it in here. And shove it in here for my own purposes in the show notes. Okay, and then we are going to go grab it from over here. Well, okay. Maybe that was the wrong link. Maybe that link is out of date. Sadness City's Delta Patcher. I'm sure we can find a more up-to-date link. There we go. Well, that's what I just did, isn't it? Isn't that what I posted in here? Okay, I feel like I'm going crazy because I almost certainly posted the exact same freaking link. Oh, it's because utils and not utilities. There we go. Okay, so let me, it's not utils, it's utilities. They shortened it, and apparently they don't do that anymore. Alright, anyway, download file now. There's our xDelta Patcher. Let me go up here and put it as Delta Patcher. Okay, so continuing to follow these instructions. That's an emulator that you can use SSF. I'm using Mednafen. This is a must for deciding which patch to use. I'm not sure if I follow, but let's keep that open just in case it becomes relevant. I don't think it's going to become relevant. I think we can just patch it with the Delta instructions. Extract user data, blah, blah, blah. So these guys, I think they just want to make sure that your rip is a good rip. So they just want to make sure it's an ISO image, or what have you. I think the multi-bin queue from redump is going to work just as well, but we'll see. If not, we'll restart the process. Okay, when the copy reaches 99%, you'll read an unreadable sector prompt. Omits. Oh, these are still dump instructions. Okay, I feel like redump would have already taken care of all this for me. Track 01 ISO, whatever, closed Saturn region. So this is all trying to track. Knight, I have no idea what you're saying. This is all trying to teach you how to rip your own disk and track what kind of disk is happening. Now, unzip the translation patches of Dragon Force 2 and the Delta Patcher and archive it in directories of your choice using Delta Patcher, not Delta Patcher Lite. Okay, important distinction here because I saw both of those. Apply the appropriate patch to your track01.iso file. Yeah. If the universal patch for your version does not work, you will get an error message and Delta Patcher for help. Hit us up at blah, 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 blah. So it appears that we need to identify what kind of image we have. So the patch files that we were given, let's see. I mean, honestly, I feel like it would be more work to verify rather than just try to patch it twice and see which one worked. So, oh crap, I just lost my mind. What game are we doing? Dragon Force 2, right? Yeah, I'm going crazy. So there's only 2 different options, and we could go through all that work to try and figure out which one to patch. Or we can just patch it twice and see which one worked better inside the emulator. It's your track01.iso file. So the fact that it's .iso is a little bit weird to me. All right, let's open the. You want to open the image in CD Mage just to see? In SSP. Oh, well. What a useful thing to look into. Okay, see image. Let us find our high quality rip of Dragon Force 2. There's 2 tracks. All right. Version 1.006. Huh. Well, that was easy. We don't have to do all that stuff. We just have to open up in the Saturn Patcher and look up the version number. Now we know that we are using 1.006, meaning that the patch file we need to use is over here. Where is it? This one. Yeah. Okay, so we have confirmed that my Dragon Force 2 Japanese image is 1.006. We have the 1.006 xDelta file, and we are meant to apply it to track 1. So let us apply it to track 1 by going up to our Delta Patcher, opening up Delta Patcher, not Delta Patcher Lite, the original file. Let us go to our unpatched games, unpatched, Dragon Force 2, and we want to modify track 1. Track 1's right here. There's track 1, and now we're going to modify with the Delta patch. So the Delta patch is under my patch files. Version 1006. That's what we confirmed with the Saturn Patcher, right? Okay. And let's see, what option do I have to apply patch? See log for more information. Check some mismatch. I wonder if I can get it to ignore that. Okay. Do you think I have to mount this thing and rip it the exact same way that they're talking about? Because that would be a little bit annoying. Yeah, okay. All right. So let us instead do this. So yeah, so the older patches are going to be a little bit more complicated like this, but that's the reason I'm doing this kind of tutorial / live instructional demo. Again, this is the first time I'm doing this for many of these games, so you're seeing me learn in real time, but it's still not going to take forever. First off, we need to take Dragon Force 2 and mount it. Line 2. What? Oh, did I break it? Dead. Oh, probably the Delta Patcher broke it. Yeah. So let's copy it over again. It seems to be open in some file already. Yep. Okay, let me copy over a fresh version of it. No, it's because it was open in CD Mage, but not really. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, driver C, Saturn, games, unpatched, Dragon Force 2, cue sheet. There we go. We have track 1, and I assume we need to extract the track as an ISO, correct? Okay, so just to slowly go over it. We mounted the Japanese version of Dragon Force 2 on here. We went down to track 1, right-click, extract track. Now I'm going to put it over in Saturn for now because we're about to patch it. And we are extracting it. Do I have to write the file name here as... Oh, I'll just let it do all that right here. Default extensions. Mode 1, ISO. What mode are we on? As mode 1, 2352. Let's do it as ISO. Okay, actually, let's not change that. We'll just go down to 2048 because we know that 2048 is going to extract as an ISO. So we just had to change this to 2048. That's the only thing we had to change there. So from the top, mount Dragon Force 2. Right-click on track 1. Give it a second to actually recognize that I did that. Extract track. Extract it to my Saturn folder. Switch mode 1 as 2048 and extract. There we go. Extraction completed successfully. That means over here we will have a track1.iso. There we go. Well, a whole bunch of words and then track 1 and then .iso. Okay, and now we're going to open up our Delta Patcher. And because it's expecting an ISO, hopefully the checksum will now match. There we go. So that is our ISO right there. And we're going to apply the Delta patch under my patch files, Dragon Force 2. Again, we're still on 1.006, so that's what we're going to use. Let's try applying this patch now. Patch applied successfully. Okay, good. And I assume that it has modified the file made right here, as opposed to making a new file. So now we can simply right-click and... actually, how do we import a track? It's not immediately apparent to me. Let me see. No? Well, no, don't leave me hanging. You do not get that luxury. So then how do we import the track back in? If not, okay, so it's not going to be through CD Mage, right? Go to the Q file. All right. So let me go ahead and copy the, where are you? Dragon Force. Okay, let me copy the unpatched game into my patch folder. And now we're going to open the cue sheet. And I assume we're going to replace this line with the file name for what we had up before. Okay, so let's drop this, take our modified ISO, and put it in its place. So now in our patch folder, we have the cue sheet, track2.bin, and track1.iso. And let me copy this name. .iso, so that is the file name that we have. It is now mode 2048 because that is how we extracted it. And the track 2 has not changed. So with this, I would assume that we are done patching. So, right. So for the mode, actually, can we do that right now? What's the quickest and easiest way to turn this back from 2048 to 2352? Yeah, so the older patches are going to be a little bit more time consuming. But, open the ISO and CD Mage. Alright, so let's do that. Let's make sure that we're doing it the right way. Because I want the people playing on mode to be able to do this too. CD Mage. Open under our patched games. Do. Yeah, we're 2048. Open. So I'm assuming we're going to extract this track the way we did before, except this time, instead of using mode 1 for ISO, we're going to use mode 1 2352, but I think it would be better if we left it as a bin, so let me change that to bin. So I'm changing mode 1 2352 to bin, and then I switch from mode 1 2048 to mode 1 2352. And that way it builds the error correction into that track so that we can then play it on mode. Okay, and we are extracting. Extraction complete. Okay. Let's close CD Mage. So now we have our .bin. So let's drop that into our patched folder. Yeah, so it's calculating the error correction code that you need. And now, if I rename this like this, you no longer have to do the edits on the cue sheet, so we can open this back up and turn it back to what it was before. .bin. This is now track 1, and we go back to doing 2352. So we don't need this anymore. And so with the cue sheet the way we originally had it, and having converted the extracted ISO back to what it should be, we can now test it out to make sure everything that we said makes sense. And I feel like I need to do this one more time as like a clean run, just for the purposes of doing, you know, making it easy for people to actually do this. So, oh, whoops. I didn't rename this thing, so which one is which? You know what? let me change the, I'm gonna add a folder. So, for Mednafen, I'm going to add a specific patched folder view. And then, for this patch folder, I'm gonna scan and look for Q and Q, and that way I know exactly what I'm looking at. There, so Dragon Force 2. This is the one we're looking for. Yeah, this could definitely use an update, but, you know, that's going to require contacting the original patch dev and getting his cooperation. I can't tell if this is working or not. Oh, there you go. This looks like English to me. Okay. So let's do that from the top, because I feel like that run-through was really sloppy. Sorry, Shane, that's the sound mixing is what it was. So, we have, from the top, we're going to patch Dragon Force 2, right? Here's Dragon Force 2 right here. We have the Q, 2 bins. Okay, so Danthrax, we definitely could do that. That sounds actually like the easiest way to do it, but I mean, I feel like you gotta get the original patch dev to get a stamp of approval on it, because this is his work. You can't just take his work. Yeah. Well, anyway, let us take this, and actually, we don't need to make a copy. So we know that this is the original unpatched copy, right? Where you go in CD Mage. Open it up. I really wish that this thing... I hate the file browser in CD Mage. It's like the old style where you can't like use a modern Windows interface where like you can just copy and paste the folder up here, which annoys me. Okay, unpatched. Dragon Force 2. Open up the queue. We're gonna go over to track 1. And we have to extract it as a 2048 file. So, yep. So we're going to extract it as a 2048, and 2048 should come out as an ISO. Alright, so we just make sure for mode 1, 2048, we're saying ISO. Right? Now we start extracting. Oh, I left a file there? Here, let me get rid of these guys. Gone. Overwrite. Extraction complete. We now have this. Okay. So, we are going to go to the Delta Patcher and use Delta Patcher, not Delta Patcher Lite. And we're going to take the file that we just extracted, which is this one right down here. The Mode 1 2048 ISO. And we're going to apply the patch. Now, how do we know which patch to apply? There's two versions. There's 1.006 and 1.007. So we're going to open up the Sega Saturn Patcher and examine it real quick. So let's open it up and look at the game, and it is indeed version 1.006. So we know which patch to apply. It's the patch for 1.006. So when we go over to the patch folder, patch files, Dragon Force 2, 1.006 as opposed to 7, so we're using 6, and we're going to apply the patch. Okay, patch has been applied. So, that means this is now our modified track 1. We are going to go back into CD Mage, open it up, on Saturn, and open up our modified file right here. It is a 2048, and we're going to take this and re-extract it, but now as a 2352 to allow the mode to be able to play it without issue. So let us extract the track, and I'm going to put it back down where I found it, which is on Saturn. And looking at the default extensions, I have changed Mode 1 2352 to extract as a bin. Okay. So, we're extracting it as a bin. We want to go 2352 again. Mode 1 2352 bin. Mode 1 2352 to extract as a bin. And we are going to extract. Now, it is currently doing the math for how to build in the error correction code for the raw data of the 2048 version of it. So while we're doing that, let me go ahead and prep the delivery area. Dragon Force 2. This folder is empty. Okay. So let me take the unpatched. So we're only modifying the track 1 and leaving the Q and the track 2 alone. So we're going to take this, and we're going to copy them into our patched game folder. There we go. And just as soon as I did that, extraction completed successfully. So I'm going to rename the game, or the modified track 1. So we take the name for track 2 right here, right? Everything is going to look basically the same. Here is our Mode 1 2352 bin. I'm just going to name it to make it look like the same, and only instead of track 2, it's going to be track 1. Let me cut that, paste it back into the game folder in my patched games, and now we have the cue sheet. Track 1 is 2352 and track 2 is 2352. Okay, let's open up Mednafen. We are looking at our patched games. There's Dragon Force 2. Let us run it. And I guess pause the music. I'm guessing this is kind of loud for you guys. I don't know anything about this game except that it is now in English. So this is a strategy turn-based RPG type deal. Alright. Okay, come on. Okay, clearly it's in English, and it's taking forever for me to get to the game part, so I'm just gonna move on, because we spent enough time on Dragon Force 2 as is. That second run should have been as clean of a run as any, and it was pretty quick if you just follow the instructions. Should be fine. We didn't even need this Saturn region patcher thing, so that's nice, thanks to Night of Dragon's new tool. Okay, what was next on the list? We're done with that. We're done with this. Dragon Force 2, Sakura Wars. Okay, let's go over to this. Search for Sakura Wars. I'm going to turn the music back on and go to the restroom because I have downed way too much Coca-Cola, and I will be back. Okie dokie. Sakura Wars English patch. Now, are we lucky and... Oh, Sega Saturn Patcher. Well, it's, we're getting a little reprieve from having to mess around with CD Mage. Now we get to go back to the patcher, as the good Lord intended. I don't think I prepared this one ahead of time. In fact, I need to go grab my totally legitimate copy of Sakura Wars from my archives. Sakura Taisen. disc 1, 2, over to here. Alright. In the meantime, let's go ahead and open up our Sakura Taisen SSP. So let's go to our patch files, and I'll just call it Sakura Wars. Sakura Wars. Now, I feel like at this point it's kind of like a brain-dead process for us to go back and use the SSP after messing with CD Mage for so long, but let's do it again. Okay, we use our up-to-date Sega Saturn Patcher. Open it up. Okay, we grab our unpatched Sakura Taisen Part 1. Go. Grab the SSP. Patch files. Sakura Wars. SSP. That SSP works for both Disc 1 and Disc 2, so we just selected it with this box over Nya. And now let's build the image. Sakura Taisen Disc 1. Games. Patched. And make the folder. And here we go. Sakura. Give it a minute. Big game. Lots of voice acting and text and romance and giant robots. Then we got to do. I'll go ahead and start the process of patching the second disc while we go ahead and play through the first disc for a second. Okay, let's patch disc 2. Sakura Taisen, Disc 2. Oh, I recognize the song and I like it, but it has lyrics and we cannot have that in the stream. Anyway, yeah. Rip image. Okay, well, that's doing that, so let's go ahead and test out part 1. Taisen1.q. I saw the translation project on the bottom of the screen. That's a good sign. Now, if I recall correctly, to get the game part of the game, you have to go through like 1 hour of meeting all the girls. Let's see. Is the patcher done? Oh, patcher's done. Cool. Okay, let's just see and double confirm that the English is still English. Talking to the characters. Okay, yeah, it's like 50 or actually, like in terms of time spent, it's probably like 90% daily sim and like 10% giant robots. I just want to hurry up and start hitting things. Isn't there supposed to be text at some point? Someone start talking. Is that a lizard? Yeah, I know, I'm just waiting for something to happen. Oh, my bad. We'll wait for her to stop screaming in anime and start talking a language. Okay, that's good enough for me. Let's test out disc 2. Tizen 2.q. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if they translated the part where it said anything. So this image is patched. It's just I don't think they translated the part. It doesn't look patched. Really? All that should be translated. Okay, so maybe we screwed it up. Let's try it again. Let us open up Sakura so 2.q. Let me select the game patch. Unpatched. Or no, sorry. No patch open. Okay, so I screwed that one up. My bad. I was trying to rush through it. I was rushing it. Okay, let me go and delete those files right there just to remove any doubt. Huh. Oh, it's open. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. This we don't need anymore. This we don't need anymore. Let's open the patcher and do disk 2 from the top. Okay, yeah, I just re-ripped it. That's probably what happened then, yeah. Okay, let's do this properly. Good thing this whole video is going to be timestamped on YouTube later. So, Sakura Tyson Disk 2, select the cue sheet, select the game patch, under my patch files. Sakura, where are you? Sakura Wars, alright, SSP. And you can tell because Sakura Wars Translation Project is right over now. And now I shall drop this into my Sakura Tyson 2 folder, and I will let that run for however long it needs. In the meantime, let me try to clean up this file structure a little bit. Junk's dead. I wasn't even using Yabause recently. We use this, we use this. Okay, let's just wait. Okay, yeah. So when I changed the disk image, I assumed that the patch file would stay, but it did not. My mistake. That's what I get for trying to rush things. Select your disk image, then select your patch, 100% of the time. Okie doke. And let's just double check for sanity's sake. You know what? It occurs to me that maybe that might have affected DeathMask. I don't remember if I did that correctly. But there's Sakura Wars Translation Project right on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, it definitely did say rip image, but I don't remember it seeing that earlier, so maybe that was just the first time I screwed that up. New game. And please change disc. Replace disc 2 with disc 1, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's translated. What's next on the list? Shining Force 3, I believe, is going to be one of the either more complicated or more unique ones. One of the two. So, first off, let me check under Resources if Shining Force 3 is even hosted here or if it's hosted on the Shining Force 3 Translation Project website. Oops, lyrics. What just happened? Uh-oh. Oops. What happened to my playlist? There we go. Let me remove that. Okay, so anyway, it's not hosted on Sega Extreme, so Shining Force Central is where you would get this. That's on ShiningForceCentral.com. How convenient. Alright. Let me go and try to find the patch file. This website's a little bit on the noisy side, isn't it? Information, reviews, storyline summaries, blah, 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 blah. Scripts and translations. And which one of these is Shining Force 3? Disc 2 and Disc 3, I believe, right? This one and this one? Okay, game reviews, miscellaneous sites, game guides, galleries, Where do they host the patch? It's not under translations, or is it somewhere else? I mean, let me go back on Google and look for Shining Force patch. I mean, sure, I'll go back to the main page. I don't see like a download section, you know? Where is there it is? What do you mean? Translation project? Oh, there it is. Okay, so actually, we want a well, this isn't really a hot link, but we want to try to make it a little bit easier to get here. So we go over here, but where is the download link? Patch instructions. Downloads. We need Shining Force 3 patch.exe and there, okay. Download the latest patch. Oh, well, how convenient. So we go over to this website, go into patch instructions to see what we have to do, but the download is right over here on this big yellow button. Oh my goodness, my download folder is just filled with zips now. Okay, so let me make space for here in the patch files. Shining Force Part Tree, and did I already move over? Yeah, I moved over everything. It's taking a minute to download this thing, isn't it? Is it done? Doesn't look like it's done. Ah, that's why. Aha. Okay, so let me move the exe to its own place first before I start playing with it. So there's a Shining Force 3 patch. There we go. Please review the patch readme.doc for instructions. It did not come with one, however, we do have the patch instructions on this website here. So, once a patch bin or ISO has been created, it can be played using Emulator, burned to a CDR. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, there we go. Yeah. We'll work on a physical CD drive or virtual drive that uses bin queue format. Okay, so let us go ahead and mount a CD. So, what do I have right here? What even is that? We will need... let me go ahead and go to the unpatched. So, I'm not sure if I can recommend a singular tool for mounting virtual disks onto your computer. I don't even remember what I used. So here, I'm gonna right-click on this. So Daemon Tools, okay, let's go ahead and use Daemon Tools. I think this is what I'm using right here. That's the Daemon Tools logo, isn't it? I honestly don't remember what I'm using. Okay, yeah, so I'm using Daemon Tools, and it's already integrated into my computer. I will go ahead and... Here, let's go ahead and grab a link for Daemon Tools. I think I have the paid version of Daemon Tools, like the Daemon Tools as opposed to Daemon Tools Lite. But Daemon Tools Lite should do the same freaking thing. So yeah, go ahead and grab in Daemon Tools over there, and let me go ahead and... oops. Put that in the notes here. Download that, install it, you know... Have your integrations done, and then when you do that, you should be able to mount to your virtual drive. Yeah. So the installer, I think you got to go ahead and opt out of some things. So now under my Drive F, if I can see it over here, Drive F should see Shining Force 3 Disc 2. Right? That's my Drive F. And it looks like this. So with that, let's go ahead and go to my patch files. Shining Force... Actually, I already have this open. So, destination file. Let's go ahead and just specify from here. Destination file should be patched Shining Force 3 Disc 2. Shining Force 3 Disc 2 is my destination, right? Extract. Oh, whoops. Well, why would they do it like that? That's kind of weird. Anyway, okay. Alright, let me move that back into patch files. My bad. Yeah. Anyway, so, there we go. We extracted from Shining Force 3 patch into this folder here. And now we're going to open the patch wizard and actually try to patch the disk. There we go. Would you like to patch Shining Force 3 Disc 2? It found it mounted on my Drive F over here. So I'm going to click yes. View patch found. We'd like to add the view patch mod. I'm not familiar with the view patch. Knight, would you recommend the view patch? I don't think that's Paul Med. I think that's a wizard. Don't recommend the view patch. Okay, I'm going to say no to the view patch. Well. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and go over to my C. I assume this is the patched Disc 2. So let me go ahead and go under Saturn, Games, Patched, Shining Force Disc 2. There we go. And save. I mean, no shade, but it feels slightly over-engineered. Would I like to patch another? Yes. So, while we're here, let us go and mount... okay, I'm going to unmount Shining Force 3 first. So, where is eject? There we go. And now, we can go over to my unpatched games. Shining Force 3 Disc 3. And you're saying that Shining Force 3 Disc 1 does not need patched at all. So, I'm not going to do that. Because Shining Force 3 USA does that already. Yeah. Okay, so now we have my drive F as Shining Force 3, disk 3. Let me see if I can highlight it. Yeah, 3, disk 3. All right. And let me go ahead and make room in my patch folder for it. So Shining Force 3, disk 2. All right. So would I like to patch another? Yes. Let us prepare to patch the next day. You need to swap disk. Please do so now. Press any key to continue. 3. Yep, that's what I just put in there. That's my drive F. Would you like that view patch? Yeah, you said no already. Would you like to save? So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm also not a fan of the whatchamacallit, the file name, because it's gonna be confusing to open it up. But whatever. If you're gonna burn it to a disk, it doesn't matter. All right. If there are no more disks to patch, I'm gonna get some rest. All right. There we are. Shining Force 3 trans.Shining Force Central. Also chat with us on Discord. Oh, they have their own Shining Force 3 Discord? I'm in it. I honestly do not remember. I probably have it muted and hidden somewhere in many folders. Oh well. I mean, I don't really play Shining Force, so I don't really have much to talk about over there. It's like, hey guys, isn't Shining Force such a great game? I don't know what to say. Okay, so I believe this is our disc 2 and this is our disc 3, so let's go ahead and try to start scenario 2. And once again, scenario 1 is just the US version of Shining Force 3. Let's pause the music for a minute. There we go, Shining Force 3 translation project. It has been successfully patched. Why would I want to do that? I don't understand. Okay, fine. Well, this is the last thing of the day that we're gonna do, so I guess I'll go ahead and. Okay, we all believe that this is translated, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay, I just want to see some English chest real quick. Okay, there it is. Yep, and that's it. Let's try disc 3. Shining Force 3 translation project. This should be scenario 3. Okay, yep. That's scenario 3. Alright, so, that was all the games that we had planned to patch today. We spent 3 hours, but a lot of that was learning curve and just waiting through cutscenes of games that we successfully patched. This will be up on YouTube when when I move it over there, and then we can just timestamp all the actual patch instructions. You'll be able to see that all in the description, but if you're hearing this, then you've already gotten to the end of the video by accident anyway, so sorry to hear that. Okay, Shining Force Premium Disc. Let's actually do that. I don't think I have a... Oh, no, there it is. Shining Force 3 Premium. Yeah, I just wanted to, like, make sure that, like, I don't know what other... Oh, crap! No, I forgot. Dracula-X. Let's do this quick request, and then we'll do, Castlevania. And then Shining Force 3, USA. Okay. Okay, so we got Shining Force 3 USA. Mount. Where is Mount 2? Yeah, there we go. There's 3-1. And let's go ahead and mount the patched version. Shining Force 3 Disc 2. Mount 2. Ah, come on. You got to tell me this ahead of time. Fine, whatever. Eject. Whoa! Hey, no, I wanted that. Luckily, I have another window. Okay, Shining Force 3 Scenario 2. Shining Force 3 Scenario 3. Hey, let's get that music back up. Okay, Phantasy Star can be a downer sometimes, so let's, there we go. And now, the premium disc. Now, I'm expecting some sort of, like Easter egg or something to happen here. So I have US Shining Force 1, and then Japanese Shining Force Disc 2 and Disc 3, and then the Shining Force 3 Premium Disc. Okay, let's run the patcher and just see what happens. I want patch files, right? There we go. No, not that one. The patch wizard. Look at my idle games running in the background again. Where's the patch wizard? Should be opening up, right? There we go. I think it's only going to look for one at a time. No. Oh, see, yeah. Well, okay, fine. I'll start from the beginning. Let's say, so you want me to patch the English version of Shining Force 3? I mean, sure. Let's do it. Let's patch Shining Force 3 Disc 1, which is just Shining Force 3 in North America. Okay, I didn't swap any disk, I just had it in my separate virtual drive, and it recognized the next game. Let's go ahead and overwrite the patch even though we already did it. So this is Disc 2. Disc 3. No view mod. And I guess the premium disc is going to have something in it for us to look at too. What's in the patch for Disc 1? I don't understand. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be able to test that here, but unless there's like something obvious. Yeah. They modified the story so that their hatred of the North American market would not be apparent in any sort of cliffhanger. Okay. I mean, we've already demonstrated that Patcher works. I don't feel like we need to open up these other two Shining Force disc images at the moment, unless we really want to see them. Like the Shining Force 1, we're not even going to be able to tell. And I don't... What's in the premium disc? extra content. So like, do I open up in Saturn? I thought the premium disc was like an art disc or something that you put in your PC. I didn't know it was actual extra game content. I mean, I'll go ahead and open up premium disc just to show that it's translated. Oh boy, which one is it? It's called 610. Oh my goodness. Someone's got to fix these file names. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're burning them or importing them into Sadiator because it's going to go by the folder, but it's annoying in this specific interface on Mednafen. Oh my goodness, you want me to go in the cue sheet and fix it? I'll freaking fix it, fine. I'll teach you how to fix the freaking cue sheet so it doesn't do that. What do you mean when I'm patching? Well, you gotta fix the file name in the cue sheet as well, so I gotta... Oh! Well, crap. Alright, I'm not gonna redo the patch, but as an FYI... Okay, there's too much stuff going on in the background. Yeah, so as an FYI, when you do the patcher, if you want to change the file name of the disk, you can do so and it will not break it. So, hooray for that. That is not the wizard, and because I don't have a save file, it doesn't want me to play any battles. So, okay, great. It's in English, but I can't play it. Okay, I don't feel like doing that over again. I feel like people will get the point because of how easy the tool is. Obviously, you can always at me in Discord if you find that you can't get it done, but I feel like we've sufficiently covered Shining Force. Alright, last one for the night, unless someone has any other bright ideas, is Dracula-X. Why am I here? There we go. So I believe Dracula-X was submitted in last year's competition. Yep. And we recognize the author, don't we? Anyway, let's go ahead and download the patch file. Did I already download it? Oh, I think I already downloaded it. Let me see. There it is. Okay. And last one for the night is, once again, a very easy Sega Saturn Patcher game. Oh! I have the Shining Force disc mounted and it shows up in the Patcher. That's nice. Anyway, unpatched Dracula-X, but it's called something. It's got some weird crap. Okay, there we go. Akumajo Dracula-X. I don't speak Japanese. Apply the SSP. Dracula. And let us build the image. Here's the thing. I'm tempted to change the name to Symphony. Oh, there, you already did it. Symphony of the Night. Right. Hinky Dory. Let us go, open up Mednafen, and play Symphony of the Night, Dracula-X. And here. I will figure out a way to get this thing to capture better next time, but I also don't use Mednafen for my normal streams, so it doesn't much matter. Now, I know me of all people should know this, but does anyone recall off the top of their head that burning a CD will run in the Sadiator without any sort of PSK support? Crap. Okay, well, I'm not about to test that now because I don't have PSK. I just have modified AR, and I've never really had a need for PSK, and I don't really feel like burning discs. But for those of you who do know how to burn discs, or who have a PSK, you probably already know how to burn a disc, so these disc images are ready to go. Okay, Knight, you totally lost me on that one. Who's the guy who cried? Oh, dude, there was so much hate for Professor Abrasive during, like, the first year of the beta and the public release that I can't even remember it all. There's just so many people complaining about some of the stupidest crap. Like, people are complaining about the price of an ODE being in the $200 range, and freaking Panzer Dragoon Saga is now $1,000. If I dealt with him, I don't remember it. But, like, what's the point of an ODE if you're gonna want to burn discs to begin with? Like, if you're just trying to collect discs, keep them on your shelf. It will defeat regioning if they're properly pressed real discs. But if you're just burning discs, why do you have a satiator? You use your PSK and freaking use the slot for VCD. Okay, we kind of have to just go to the boss.
滅びよ、ここはお前の住む世界ではない。私は自らの力で蘇るのではない。欲深な人間どもによって蘇るのだ。力が唯一の正義なのだからな。
I really do miss the English voice acting on this one.
お前の勝手な言い草だ。
I really want an English dub on this mod.
集い、そして歩んでいく。だが、現に人間どもは欲望によって発展し、信仰によって統率されてきたではないか。人間は力だけでは統率できない。敬い、慈しむ心があるからこそ統率ができるのだ。
Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
どちらが正しいか、死をもって分からせてやる。
I remember sucking at this. I also remember Hydro Storm. Well, if no one else has any suggestions for patches tonight, I feel like we're going to call it a night. It's been 3 hours and we patched several discs. I lost count. I mean, we do more. I feel like we did all the ones. I remember some guy on Reddit complaining about how hard Dracula-X was, and it's literally an SSP, so I don't even know what he was talking about. Well, I covered, yeah, CD Mage. The only reason we got through CD Mage tonight is because I've been using it for Baroque. Oh, I'm about to die and the cutscene's gonna trigger, because I suck at Dracula. Let our powers combine. Yeah, but I mean, didn't you confirm that it works in wine, though? Hydro Storm! Oh, wait. Hydro Storm! But that's not even Hydro Storm, it's just holy water. I just remember the freaking video. The video was There we go! That's a neat effect. Alright, everyone. Let's just do a quick recap. I feel like we know what Dracula-X is about. So, this folder is just filled with all the things that we have patched today. So let's count the disk images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So, 24 disk images patched within the space of 3 hours. Let's go ahead and do the math on that. And this includes a whole bunch of BSing and waiting for cutscenes and just playing games. Literally less than 8 minutes per patch, counting all the BS that we did. So realistically, I mean, if it wasn't for Dragon Force, it'd probably be a lot less. But it's like a couple minutes to patch your own game. And that's if you like you're doing it for the first time, like I'm doing right now. Like, just follow the instructions, ask questions of the people that made the patches, because they're always willing to answer questions about how to do this. The people that make the patches want you to ask them for help before you start downloading it from some place that, you know, just kind of shows, hey everyone, these guys are distributing IP and my name's attached. It's literally just dicking around for 3 hours, and I'm averaging one patch every 7.5 minutes. It's not that hard. So I didn't get any more additional requests for different games, but after 24 discs, I feel like we covered the gamut of how you patch games. Yeah. So Knight, you've been sticking around through the whole stream, you and Danthrex. So guys, thanks for showing up. Let me get the music back on. And that's how you patch a Saturn game. The modern Saturn patching tools are getting easier and easier to use. Again, come to Sega Extreme if you have questions. And as new patches come out, they're all probably going to end up being supported on SP. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, we've shown people how to do it. I'm going to rip this video down, put it up on YouTube with some timestamps and some corrective information in the description, along with links to everything that you need. And all you have to do is just do exactly as I do. Put your hand on the lid of the jar and then lift. Right? I mean, we all remember that. So I think that's about it. It's a Saturday night. It's 11 p.m. my time. I have some Pokemon to play because I'm still trying to beat the Battle Coliseum, or the Battle Tower in Pokemon Coliseum. And I mean, we don't even have that many people here to do a proper raid, unless I don't even know who I'd be raiding right now. Hey man, I want my promotional Ho, my Celebi, so yeah. Again, go ahead and check out Sega Extreme. We're still in the judging period for the 27th anniversary game competition, but there's plenty of games to play. And right now, I think the link for the Blue Skies download link is broken, but Xenos will fix that. Maybe it's geared for Phoebe only, but I think the bin queue in there isn't working right. But we'll get to that. Everything else should be ready and available to play. And if you really want to build the Blue Skies, I will send it to you. Other than that, let's try to actually. Shane, are you still around? Maybe you can help me figure out who to raid. So raiding is when you take your whole audience and you go say hi to some other creator, and then everyone instantly disconnects because they stopped watching what they came here to watch. But it's a nice thing to do for other creators, so we go ahead and give it a shot. Raid channel. I'm going to raid who's playing stuff. Hey, Biker Dad is a creator, and I think he's also making games, so let's all go say hi to him, because I don't think he's got any viewers right now, so I'd appreciate it if we all just said hi real quick before we instantly DC'd. So, for everyone watching on YouTube, good night, everyone.